Episode 19, Nick. That's what we're on. It's just you and I today.
Holy shit.
I know.
I'm surprised we survived at 19.
Ouch. So, Nick, what's your favorite intro to a video game?
Favorite intro? Zone of the Enders 2. That was a fucking hype opening movie. I must have watched that a million times.
I never seen that one.
Fucking Kojima edited. It pretty much, well, first of all, it's like 7 minutes long. And it pretty much spoils the entire storyline. Typical Kojima style trailer. It goes on fucking forever, explains all this thing. And the English version has like terrible fucking dialogue. So it's worse than like the worst anime I've ever watched. But yeah, if you haven't watched, go watch fucking Zone of the Enders 2 intro. It's hype.
Mine would probably be Dragon Ball Z. What was it? Fucking Budokai Tenkaichi 2 or 3. This is really cool. Where like it shows like all the main fights, and then it's like at the very like near the ending words of it, it's like Gohan versus Cell, Goku versus Frieza, and Vegeta versus Boo, and like they're all like tag team up. It was pretty sick. I love seeing that shit.
I would say second runner up is Snake Eater.
Snake Eater,
because you can totally move the controller and you can like control like the snake moving around and like the second.
Is that where like that badass song?
Yeah.
Snake Eater. I love that shit. So Nick, how was your week?
Good. Tried to play some games. Haven't been successful. Yeah, there hasn't been too much I've been playing at the moment.
I've been playing just like Yoshi, a little bit of Binding of Isaac Afterbirth.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty good. I like it.
I keep trying to play fucking. Actually, what I've been watching a lot of Bob Ross.
Bob Ross. So let's go ahead and lead into that. Bob Ross, like. So do you know why they're doing that?
To celebrate the creative channel.
Yeah, and I didn't know that. I thought it was just some random motherfucker streaming Bob Ross. Like that's what I thought it was, and then I looked it up and I was like, oh okay. But yeah, so they're doing an 8-day marathon of Bob Ross where you see all of every episode of he was on that show. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think it's weird that they're doing that. It's kind of to me it's nostalgic. I used to watch the show like on PBS. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's so different. Like,
the funny thing is that no one who is ever going to be doing creative streaming is going to reach the numbers that Bob Ross has gotten
right now.
Fucking Twitch. Yeah.
But I don't know, so the whole creative thing is for like cosplay and then like bands and paintings, right? I guess the whole like the purpose for
I think people will watch cosplay, not for the reason that the streamer wants, but people will watch it.
But yeah, so that's the reason why they made this creative thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It seems alright. You know, have you seen the new James Bond movie yet?
No, I haven't, no.
Okay, so it's apparently doing really well in the UK. Like, it broke box office records. Mm-hmm. It was like $41.7 million in one day.
Oh, damn.
That's really good for a James Bond movie.
Mm-hmm.
So, are you planning to see it?
I'm planning on seeing it, but I mean, I'm not rushing out to the theaters to go see it. I have the unfortunate luck of the only James Bond movie of Daniel Craig that I went to go see was Quantum of Solace, of all of them. And that pretty much just left a bad taste in my mouth. So
this is his fourth one then, right?
Fourth one, yeah.
Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, and then now Spectre. Yeah. I didn't see Quantum of Solace.
Then you lucked out. You don't have that shitty taste in your mouth.
So that was the bad one though, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I know Daniel Craig's like, this is it. He's like, this is my last one. Mm-hmm. So I don't know who they think they're gonna do next. Like I hear like there's supposed to be like a black James Bond next.
I don't know. They want to either mix up people's opinions because I mean, James Bond is he's a stereotypical character at this point. I think Daniel Craig was a good choice of getting away from the
brown hair, brown eyes.
Yeah, I mean, like what was the last fucking guy?
Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce Brosnan. I mean, he was like the perfect '90s Bond. So and then they tried to go all Bourne Identity, more serious Bond. Now they need to do something else.
It's really hard to make an action movie nowadays too, because like most action movies out there are like superhero based or somewhere around like a superpower base.
Yeah.
So you don't really see like average Joe going out there and doing something. Because look at that movie. What was that movie with fucking Jesse Eisenberg and that one bitch? And like he was
that fucking failed one. American something.
Yeah.
American Ultra.
American Ultra. He was like a sleeper cell or whatever. That movie just like it had like I watched the trailer. I was like, oh, that's like interesting to see, and then it just like fucking bombed. Like nobody saw it. So I don't know if it was a bad movie or if it was just like was it interesting?
I think it wasn't interesting.
Okay. So did you see World War Z?
I did see World War Z.
Did you like it?
The ending was pretty dumb. The whole like let me shoot myself and then I'm gonna stand like the whole thing about let me stand in front of zombies because they sense my disease and they won't attack me. I was kind of like no.
So do you think it deserves a sequel?
No.
Yeah, well, it's getting one.
Well, shit.
It has a new writer because the old writer left to go direct the next Jurassic World movie.
Mm-hmm.
So they had a new writer, so everything's rewritten.
So in the new Jurassic movie, is someone gonna stand out and the dinosaurs be like, oh, yeah, I smell bad, and they're gonna attack me?
No, he ejected himself with fucking Tyrannosaurus egg or some shit. But yeah, no, I thought it was weird. I don't know. Also, go back to Jurassic World and just shit on that for a second. The very ending where like the lady who was in charge of everything and the guy who was kind of in charge of like all the dinosaurs, they just like walk out of there hand in hand. I'm like, wait, you guys have fucking some answers to some questions you need to answer right now. All right, what the fuck happened? Like everybody's dead. All these people are fucked up and shit, and they're just like, yeah, we're just gonna leave.
Because 30 extra minutes of litigation and hearings does not make for a fascinating movie.
Yeah. I know. I'm always on the bandwagon that Jurassic World was amazing. I thought it was alright. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So then this new James Bond movie, I think it looks interesting. Like he finally meets like the evil force behind everything. Like kind of the counterpart to who's James Bond work for?
Is it M7 or
M6 something like that?
M6 something like that.
Yeah. So I think it's gonna be interesting.
And I think the casting of what's his name, the guy who's in like all this the Quentin Tarantino movies. I forget his name. He's a good choice for a bad guy.
All right. I was gonna say like fucking Samuel L. Jackson. He's in all of them. I remember.
I'm tired of these motherfucking bonds in my motherfucking base.
Stop shaking martinis, asshole. We all know what you want. I thought it'd say like in the new Venture Brothers special, they kind of poke fun at spies, and they're like, all the spies want the same stuff. They want martinis shaken. It's overplayed. It's gonna be a beer. And then they all go like this guy goes to this waiter goes to a table and they're all like wearing white suits and black ties, and they're like, "I wanted shaken, not stirred." He's like, "Yeah, y'all ordered the same thing, all right?" It's so dumb. But yeah, you know who Chris Brown is, right?
Yeah.
So he has a new album coming out, and the album cover is like his face. He looks kind of bored, and there's a girl in a mini skirt from him, and it says 0 on it, and he's just sitting there all kind of bored. Well, apparently, they put a picture over another picture from a Japanese manga called City Hunter, and they overlap perfectly, so it looks like he just copied and pasted and made the guy black.
So, I mean, is it a real picture?
No, it's like a hand-drawn picture.
Hand-drawn, okay.
But it looks just like the one from City Hunter. And people are like, so he just copied and pasted from over there? Another person who got in trouble for this was the Gene Simmons' son. Mm-hmm. He did Bleach, but he changed the character's hairs and skin colors, and he tried to sell it as a new show. Mm-hmm. And he got sued big for time for that.
I think I fucking remember that last one. Yeah. That was fucking terrible.
Yeah, so it's like, I don't know if there's going to be legal actions taken against Chris Brown for this, but it's hella scummy.
It is. And the thing that's funny, that thing about, what's his name?
Gene Simmons'
son, is that it was pretty fucking blatant. And usually when I see these kind of things, like the artist copying, they don't just copy the stance. They copy everything down from the way a finger is hanging from the way that it's modeled. I'm just like, dude, people are gonna find out. It's the internet.
Yeah.
You can't get away with that shit.
I thought it was pretty cool because they showed the picture and they put over the other picture from City Hunter from over Chris Bond, and they started making them translucent and they just fit perfectly. Even the shadows matched up. Mm-hmm. And it was just somebody's gonna get fired for this shit.
I mean, if you're gonna do a homage, here's the thing: if you're just gonna go all out and be like, hey, I think this is a cool image, go out to the people, be like, hey, can we use your image, and do just do a straight homage to it, but don't try to
make it your own.
Make it your own and be like, oh, we didn't know it was gonna be.
And the thing is too, this shit's old. This shit came out it was ran from 87 to 94, so it's old. It's over 20 years old now. So it's I don't even know the company's still around and owns it. Mm-hmm. It could be free property, but who knows?
Why didn't they do why didn't they have him do Goku and supercharge himself?
Yeah, and then have him punching Rihanna who's dressed as Frieza. God, I fucking can't believe people are still defending Chris Brown. It's he's been caught multiple times beating up Rihanna, and she's stupid enough to go back to him. I know it's a Stockholm syndrome, but still, fuck's sake. Did you see the new poster for World of Warcraft?
I did, yes.
What'd you think?
Does not look anything like a video game movie, which is actually, I think, a good thing. It actually looks like it's its own fantasy world. It's coming about 5 years too fucking late, off the Warcraft bandwagon, but It looks like it could be good.
I think it could also revive the love for Warcraft.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like one of those things where it's like people are gonna watch the movie like, okay, let's go home and play Warcraft now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I think that's what's gonna happen. I think that there's gonna be another wave of Warcraft.
I don't remember this much grinding watching the movie.
Yeah. Well, South Park really fucking hit the hat on that one. They're like, yeah, we have to kill 30,000 boars to even get close to that guy's level. And I was like, that's pretty funny. But I don't know, the actual trailer is supposed to be out Friday, so the day this comes out, you guys should watch that and tell us how.
And the CG doesn't look cheap. It actually looks like it's a high budget.
Is that so? Instead of putting the budget into the games, they're putting it into the movies.
Yeah.
Did you get an Overwatch beta code at all? Or beta entry?
No, because I have a shit PC that I can't run anything.
Because like Overwatch, like a lot of people are playing. Because I think it's like really limited, like super limited, and they're like, but that's not Bethesda. Blizzard is like hardcore. Like somebody trying to Twitch stream it, that Twitch stream got took down and banned for trying to stream it because it's all like it's a closed beta. It's not for public eyes yet. That's
weird because I see several. I don't know if they're shutting them down, but I see several Twitch.
Because I remember watching one. It was the day it first got announced for it, and some guy got his channel turned down. Like, she took it down, and he was all complaining about it, and then people were like, well, it is. You were invited to this beta, that's a closed beta, but I guess they could get more lenient now because everyone was doing it.
And, there's a lot of people watching it, so there's people who are interested in wanting to play the game. I think it looks... I mean, I don't know when or if I'll ever have a gaming PC or if I'm ever even in that type of game, but, I mean, it does look more interesting to me than, say, Battleborn, which has, like, a really weird mishmash of, like, visual styles.
Borderlands meets League of Legends meets something else.
Yeah, like Overwatch seems like they really created like a really good world about it.
So what kind of game is it? Is it like a Team Fortress game?
It's like a Team Fortress game.
Okay. It's weird. Did you see that Star Trek's getting a new series on TV?
No.
It's fucking planned. It's set to premiere in 2017.
Any news on like who's directing it or?
No, they said. Well, it could be. All the articles I was reading didn't really say anything, but they were like, it's coming out in 2017, January, and they're interested in like trying to reboot the series, I guess.
First episode, Revenge of the Tribbles.
God damn it! So, are you gonna watch it?
No.
Why not?
I don't have much of an interest in Star Trek.
Really?
At all.
Did you watch Star Trek as a kid?
No, and that would be the reason why.
Oh.
I think my mom used to like watching Next Generation, but that's because she just liked fucking Jean-Luc Picard.
Patrick Stewart?
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
And then, I tried watching some of the movies, both like the 90s ones and the newer...
The JJ ones?
The newer JJ ones. And the JJ ones, well, the first one was pretty good, second one, I like fucking... Was it Nemesis? The one where... they go back in time and like they have to protect like the first launch of a rocket or whatever into space. I forget what it was called, but I mean there was some.
Is that the one where it was like Patrick Stewart meets Borg? Patrick Stewart.
Yes, that one. Yeah.
Okay. That was weird.
Yes, it was.
I know. I think Patrick Stewart did a good job in those. Like, I don't know if you remember there's three of them. There's Patrick Stewart, and then the second captain, and there was a younger guy.
Yeah.
So the younger guy was hated by everybody, but the director loved him.
And, fucking Will Wheaton.
Yeah, and he was like, well, it's just 3 stages of life. You're a young guy who doesn't really know much. You go into you go to a confident guy who thinks he knows everything, and then you go to a guy who actually knows everything. And I was like, that's interesting, but if your fan base hates that guy, maybe you should really consider taking him out. I understand it's your like visionary mind,
yeah,
but it's like that's you don't want to piss off your fan base because that's the reason why you have a job.
Yeah.
And be like, people here were like, well, we don't want Nick here. And I would like, yo, fuck you. But then they started like, writing bad letters. I'd be like, well, shit, I gotta think about it.
Well, hey, assholes, if I wasn't here, he'd be talking to himself.
Exactly. You're crazy as fuck. So, Nick, you and I were talking about something right over here. What the hell else is left for the rest of the year?
I mean, they're still bigger. I mean, they're still good games. But it doesn't seem like it's as much as previous years, or maybe it's just expected.
Well, okay, compared to last year. What we have last year coming towards the end of the year?
Fuck.
We had Advanced Warfare.
Well, the Call of Duty is Call of Duty. That's the
Bayonetta 2 came in October.
Bayonetta 2, yeah.
I'm trying to think what else it came out.
It's kind of hard. Like everything, it all becomes mush after a while.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just like I guess my point
Smash.
was
Smash 4 came out.
Yep. Assassin's Creed Unity. I guess the general, where basically my issue is that like there's not too many games coming out at the end of the year that I'm really looking forward to. And it's not that they're bad games; They're just expected. There's there's no excitement, I guess is what I'm thinking about. Like Fallout 4, it's gonna be awesome.
Not at first.
Oh yeah, there's gonna be glitches.
There's gonna be hella bugs in that, but that's me. If you're a dedicated Fallout fan, you know that when the game first comes out, there's gonna be bugs, there's gonna be issues. There might be some fucking things that ruin your gameplay. You know, a game that massive, you have these issues.
Yeah, I mean, what else? Sony doesn't really have any exclusives the end of this year to talk about at all. Well, actually, after Uncharted Collection, there is nothing Sony is releasing after the end of the year. Tomb Raider looks good, but it's gonna flop in terms of like whatever Microsoft thought money they were gonna put into it, they were gonna get back from like excitement or whatever. They're not gonna get back. It's just gonna release. It's gonna sell okay. It'll go on discount, and then that's when people will start buying it.
Well, I think I was like, they should push the release. When they first announced the release date, I was like, wait, that's the same release date of Fallout 4. You don't want to release that. Like, even Black Ops 3, they moved their release date to a Friday because they're like, well, we can't keep up with Fallout 4 because Fallout 4 is going to blow. Like, that whole week, I don't think anyone's going to pick anything else besides Fallout 4. Maybe Black Ops 3 a little bit on Friday, but it's like a lot of people. Well, no, because Black Ops 3 is going on past gen too. So
barely on past gen.
Was it just multiplayer?
So pretty much most of the details got leaked and Activision confirmed a lot of things, but basically, so no campaign, just multiplayer and zombies. There's no fucking giants. There's no season pass because they're not guaranteeing that they're going to release all the pieces of DLC for the last gen. The multiplayer looks terrible. It looks like there's leaked images online, like one of the rocks look they came straight out N64. Like no texture. It's just shaded. Looks like last gen. Or no, like a couple gens ago. Fucking frame rate, the multiplayer jumps between 30 and 60. The zombies only runs at 30. It's just a complete shit show. They're just basically throwing that thing out just for people who cannot afford
or don't want to go up.
Yeah. And they're going to get a shit experience out of it.
Do you think this is going to be the last year for like big releases for past-gen consoles?
Oh, yeah.
Think so?
Mm-hmm. And I think it's... If they weren't planning to do it before, they're definitely going to do it now, because it got basically announced that Metal Gear Solid sold only about 5% on last gen between PS3 and 360. And the thing about that is that the game was originally made for PS3 and 360. And then they just ported it over to PS4 and Xbox One. And I think that they wasted... I mean, I'm pretty sure they're kicking themselves like, wow, we wasted a lot of money and time, like, making this game for last gen and then doing, like, polish and shine for the next gen when we just could have focused on making a fucking totally next-gen game. And that's why Mad Max got canceled. That's why...
Mortal Kombat X
got canceled, because they're just looking at the numbers, they're looking at the sales and be like, there's no money left in these systems. The kind of people who are still buying games for PS3 and 360, unless... The only people left that are still buying new games are the Madden and Call of Duty crowd. Because those are the only two games they buy. They buy Madden, they buy Call of Duty, or NBA. And they have no interest in any other title. Tomb Raider is going to fucking... If we're joking about Tomb Raider kind of bombing on Xbox One, it's really going to fucking bomb on 360. No amount of money that they spent developing that, they're going to make back.
I don't know. I want to see Tomb Raider do good. I think it's a really bad time to launch.
It's a really bad time, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, it's too late now. You literally have less than a fucking week. Like, actually comes out next Tuesday. Mm-hmm. But it's like, I don't see it even hitting the top 10 for sales.
Like, I have no, mostly people ask, oh, what games are coming out, blah, blah, blah. And, we talk about them and everything. But I don't think a single person has come into the store and said, what about Tomb Raider on 360? I don't even think most people even know that it's coming out on 360.
I went to your store recently, and I was looking at the 360 section, and you guys have 2 cases going all the way down for new games, and the rest is
damn near.
Yeah, and it's like same with PS3. It's like the new games for those consoles are finally disappearing. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's high time that they either old players who have those consoles realize we're not gonna get any of the new stuff. Because I don't want to hear complaints about it.
Like, your console is 10 years old.
Yeah.
It's basically, like, the equivalent of it would be, like,
in
2000, with the PS2 coming out, being like, so how come they aren't releasing, Tekken Tag for the Sega Genesis? That is the damn near the same fucking thing.
Well, I now it would even be worse because how fast technology is moving. Is like, when 360s and PS3s came out, they were kind of top of the line gaming machines. Mm-hmm. And it was like nowadays they're shit. You know, within 7-8 years, they're completely obsolete. Like you wouldn't even try to put one of those pieces into your new computer because there's already a piece that does that and more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, especially now, it's like technologies like the Xbox One and PS4 are both kind of obsolete already. And it's like, you know, how are they going to make a home console where you're actually able to keep yourself up to date?
Mm-hmm.
I don't see that happening.
They're going to have to do something similar to the way that like phones do it, and basically that's have like a steady, like have a chipset that you can steadily increase in power over time, and you release versions of it. So I mean, there's a reason why your iPhone and your Android. Well, I'll stick with iPhone as a case. There's a reason why your iPhone apps can be compatible, you know, with apps from like several years ago, and that's because they use a basic chipset that is the same family several generations ago. They just increase the power and the capability of it, and it's up to the operating system that's running it to maintain compatibility. Now, if you're Sony and you want to do like multiple versions of like say PlayStation 5, let's say you have a base PS5 and then you have like a supercharged PS5, you know, a couple years later, it's like your job to Sony is to basically be in control of the operating system and be like, okay, nothing can break. Even though we have like a supercharged system, we can't make it so that older games
can't play.
Whereas, you know, companies like Apple, they'd be like, not our fucking problem. It's up to the developers. Developers need to fix their game, otherwise, you know, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the reason why Microsoft and Sony don't want to do that yet, because that's a huge fucking responsibility. To think, you know, you have to worry about the game that came out like several years ago still operating while you have like a newer version of the system.
I think the first one that actually like puts in the money for that, like they're going to take a little bit of a charge.
Mm-hmm.
Like then we're like, well, we're going to dedicate this for 10 years and it's going to be upgradable.
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be something nice.
That'll be huge. And then here's the thing: you'll have people bitching like, "Oh, but I just bought a PS4 next year. I mean, I just bought a PS5 last year, and you're already upgrading it." And it's like, well, did you do the same thing with your fucking phone?
Yeah. Do you have an iPhone 7s? Okay, guess what? You just bought the iPhone 6. Yeah, let's your iPhone 7. You're doing the same shit. You're just training up every year for the new phone. Shit. What if consoles become like that, where you have to like basically release your console for 24 months before you can even do anything with it?
Now, if they did they did the same thing, kind of like phones, where you pay like a certain amount a month, like a financing program.
Yeah.
Where basically you pay it off until you own it, then that wouldn't be so bad. Like up until you're ready to finally like own your console, you could like trade up to another version, a more powerful.
It's called iPhone Forever.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So do PlayStation Forever
or Xbox Forever. Yeah. Nintendo Forever. Okay, so the problem with PlayStation Forever is right now they're, you know, how much longer is Forever going to be for them? You know,
these systems are not going to last as long as PS3 and 360.
No, I'm saying the company in general.
Well,
gotcha, roasted.
The PlayStation brand will be on forever. The rest of Sony, not so much.
When does Sony be like, okay, we're just going to cut all of our divisions besides our gaming division, and then we're just going to make video games?
Once their contract with Adam Sandler ends.
Well,
unless they just move it over and like Adam Sandler start making games.
Yeah. Here's
my. I mean, think about it. Like, okay, I'm totally like fucking joking with this, but like fucking Adam Sandler can make Billy Madison 2, and he could make Happy Gilmore 2, and he could be young. He just has to provide the voice. So he can do Billy Madison 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. It doesn't matter because he's just the voice behind it, and he can make fucking video games.
God damn it! And like, it'd be like,
Sony, if you're listening to this idea and you fucking do it, you better thank me.
So the Happy Gilmore would be like a golfing game, and then the fucking Billy Madison.
They can do like different genres. Like one time they do an RPG, the next time they do like
Billy Madison could be like a Sims game where you just control them to go do stuff. Fucking revive fucking Chris Farley's character. God damn it! So anyway, I asked you what games are coming out because Xenoblade Chronicles X is coming out in December.
Mm-hmm.
Did you pre-order it?
Yes, I did. The collector's edition with the fucking stupid USB stick and everything.
Where did you do it on Amazon or GameStop?
GameStop.
GameStop? You should have pre-ordered it at Best Buy. You want to know why? You get $10 in e-pizza cash.
Wow, that's great.
They're fucking... I saw that in the ad yesterday, and I was like, what? And then now I was like, wait, so what the fuck's e-pizza cash? So it's basically $10 you can use at any pizza location that accepts it. And I'm like, so you can order this game and get pizza? Alright.
So, where's the version of the game where I can get my new 13 years old?
Japan, yeah.
Damn it. God damn it.
But fucking the Wii U's region locked for some dumb reason.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Visa Mac. So, you're an Evo fan, right?
Yeah.
I'm an Evo fan. I thought this review was pretty good. We watched it, part of it on the podcast last year. So, do you want to know when they announced the date for it next year?
Isn't it always like the 4th of July or like it's like middle
July
of July
15th through 17th? Mm-hmm. Isn't E3 around there too?
No, E3 is. I think E3 is June. Yeah,
is it
E3
June?
Is
okay,
June, yeah.
Let's make it sure, because I thought it was kind of weird when it's like that they really like either A, do we need to know the dates this far out, or B, is it like something that's always the same?
Well, they have to. Oh, I mean, they have to. They know it this far because they already have to get all the things in order with like the hotels and venues and licensing.
It's gonna be in Vegas again, like it always is.
Yeah, of course. Mm-hmm.
Fucking if you live anywhere near like in the surrounding area of Vegas, like any like 4 states over, just fucking fly. Don't drive. Because you just make traffic awful. And it's like, literally, you can go on Southwest and they'll fly you there for like $60. That's cheaper than you're spending gas.
I don't remember which hotel. I think they used to do the Rio before. I think they used to be off strip. Now I think they're on strip.
Yeah, it's a huge event.
And if you're on strip, you really don't need a car. You can just fucking
walk everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Are you planning on going this year?
No. I've always wanted to go to Evo, but the thing is, like, I'd be going by myself, and that'd be fucking boring.
Well, maybe we can go together. See what the price of those tickets are. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I've always wanted to go see it because, like, I know I'll never be that good, but I want to see like what good people can play like, and not those scummy ass projectile spammers either. I want to see like actual like decent play.
It's gonna be. I mean, I'll say compared to like the past few years, this year will be very interesting because of Street Fighter 5.
Street Fighter 5,
it'll be new.
Tekken 7.
Tekken 7, I don't think will be.
Pokken.
Well, Tekken 7, it'll be there because the arcade version is out, but it won't. I doubt it'll be on console by then.
Think so?
Japan will still destroy everyone who is planning to go.
Well, Pokken's gonna be there.
Well, here's the thing: they usually announce their lineup of games like in January, February, and so they would have to make a pretty big leap to assume that.
Well, Pokken's coming out in January.
I don't think so.
I heard Q1 2015.
Well, I think they would want to run it on console unless they can make a deal with Namco and be like, hey, bring in.
Well, they're already bringing Tekken 7 there. Bring fucking Pokken there.
Yeah, but the same thing I was going to say that Japan people are going to destroy.
Not if you go to Dave & Buster's where they have it available to play. Fucking wish we had one of those nearby.
Whenever the fuck they build it in New City.
And there's a beatdown that's getting built right down the street now too.
What the fuck is that?
Buffalo Wild Wings.
Oh, okay. I thought you said beatdown. I'm like, what is there, like a fighting game?
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm always excited to watch those things, even though I know I'll never be good enough to play those things.
And then they have the side, they have the side area where people bring their laptops whenever people playing whatever fucking weeaboo, off-brand.
You guys can come. We just have a little separate area like over here.
Bronies, you can just go right over there. And then Smash gets this whole building. Be like, just get the fuck over there, Smash player.
It's just for what was the one on the GameCube? What was it called?
Melee?
Okay, let's make sure. I knew what it was called, but I was watching somebody Twitch stream last night. They kept saying Melee, and I'm like, get the fuck out of here! It's not called Melee. It's called Melee.
And I'm still surprised. Like, I get it that there's still a lot of people who like Melee more than any of the other Smash Brothers. But I always find it amazing when like the Melee stream has like 3 or 4 times more viewers than
Smash 4.
Smash 4. I'm just like, I want to watch something new. Like there is some good high level play in Melee that can be fun to watch, but I just get tired of.
Well, the thing, Melee is in the same boat as like Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or Street Fighter 4. It's like all the good people are already known, and all the strats are already there. Mm-hmm. You don't see someone playing as fucking Jigglypuff and beating somebody who's a fucking Sheik. Mm-hmm. You don't see that. Like, but you see that now in Street Fighter 4 or Smash 4. It's like you don't really know anything yet because there's like nobody. There's not even a hard tier list out there yet.
Yeah.
The only tier list out there is through Event Hub, like who's playing who and who's winning with this character. That's it. Mm-hmm. And that's not really saying much because you don't really know the other person. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't know. I would like to see like them to stop covering like it's the same with like 360 PS3 games. Like it's time to move on. There's been 2 games past that, and you're still stuck on this one. Mm-hmm. But that's just my personal opinion.
And Project M was fun to watch for a while because they basically because before Smash 4, Project M was basically your non-shitty version of Brawl. And it was interesting, seeing like the things they added to it. But of course, once Smash 4 came out, and then once Nintendo started embracing the community, they pretty much had to drop Project M if they wanted to be sponsored by Nintendo or any other company.
So is Project M2 even coming out anytime soon?
I haven't followed up on Project M in quite a while. I'm pretty sure they're still working on it because they're still going to make it their own thing.
Yeah. It's basically be Smash 4, but with fucking Melee. That's it.
Yeah.
All Nintendo needs to do is release a fucking Melee feature. Like, literally go into options, Melee mode on or off.
And they'll never do that. Because then that would be in mission of, like, there's no point in, like, bothering to improve or change the game in any way.
I thought 4 was probably my favorite of the entry so far.
Like, I mean, I'm not a hardcore player, and Smash 4 is fine for me. I could hope that it was just like a tiny smidgen, like, faster, just a little tiny bit. But beyond that, I think it's fine.
Yeah, I thought it was fucking... I don't even care about speed, because I don't play fast characters. Fast characters to me are boring. I like to play a old, slower or average speed character. Like, I play Luigi or King Dedede or Bowser. I don't like being Sheik or Zero Suit Samus. Like, they're just too fast for me. I can't control them.
And you know what I'm kind of sad to see that never took off? Was Omega Street Fighter 4. Because Omega Street Fighter 4 was basically Street Fighter 5 beta. It was basically like, hey, let's see what happens if we take your character and we totally give it strange moves and different inputs and everything. It's a beta trial of like Street Fighter.
I have Ultra. Mm-hmm. I haven't tried Omega mode yet.
Omega is basically just like change some of the layers so that charged characters aren't charged characters anymore. Give characters strange new moves, like Ken can do a fireball with his kick and things like that. It was basically like a mod of Street Fighter 4, but it never took off because high level players are not going to fuck around with Omega. They're going to continue playing regular Street Fighter 4 so they can get in their Capcom Cup. And casual players, well, no one gives a fuck what casual players are doing. So Omega never really took off, like in terms of like streaming or competition or any of that. Yeah. But now with Street Fighter 4 going away and people going to Street Fighter 5, I think there's an opportunity to go back and look at Omega and be like, hey, here's like a totally alternate Street Fighter game that you can play
like on. Tekken Ball.
Yeah.
God damn it. I was watching somebody play Street Fighter 5 and they're saying like there's not a huge there's a skill level, but it's not hard to get into Street Fighter 5.
It's less about execution and more about your mind games and your strategy, the meta and shit like that.
I still think it's hella shitty. There's 16 characters and only 8 levels.
Yeah, I think they're trying to get away from. They're trying to get away the whole. Each character has its own stage. They're trying to do a more general.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna bode well.
I don't really care too much. I mean, some of the stages are really well designed, like fucking Karen's stage.
Yeah, I don't think it's really hard for me to want to pick up a game where the roster's 16.
Street Fighter 4 came out with only.
I didn't buy Street Fighter 4 until Ultra. Because I knew the thing is me is I could play that or I could play Smash where I have over 30 characters to play from and they each play differently mostly for the most part. Mm-hmm. And then it's like look at MKX where it launched with was it 25 characters, and then fucking Street Fighter's like, oh, by the way, there'll be 6 DLC characters. So at most you're looking at 22 characters from the first year, and you already have clones of each other. Mm-hmm. Ryu and Ken are basically clones for the V triggers. So it's like for me it's hard. It's hard for me to go out and try to buy that game. Mm-hmm. Because I don't want to I don't want to buy a game where there's only 16 characters. Yeah. Because that's a variety for me.
I think there's several things. There's several realities. First of all, Capcom is not spending. Maximilian, I was watching Maximilian. He basically made a very good point that there's a feeling that Street Fighter V is a budget title, because by the time the Street Fighter 4 came out, they had all kinds of CG trailers, all kinds of hype trailers. But with Street Fighter V, notice that there has been no CG trailer at all. It's all been in-game cinematics, and not even real cinematics. Just the intro fight where you see a character standing up and getting ready to fight. There hasn't been any real promotional material created for Street Fighter V. They've just taken game footage and put it out there, like here's Street Fighter V. Yeah. So there's the feeling that the game is very low budget compared to previous Street Fighter games, and definitely Capcom doesn't have the money that. Warner Brothers is going to put into Mortal Kombat. Because, Mortal Kombat, they basically, you said they had 25 characters, but each character's had 3 different variations. That's almost damn near, 70 characters.
Well, even some of the variations of the characters weren't really that much different. Tremors, his are basically the same. Mm-hmm. It only changes, the armor ability. But there's, some characters, fucking my boy, blind guy. Mm-hmm. I can't remember his name.
Kenshi.
All of his varieties are really different. Like, he has different combos for each one, and it's like, then look at Sub-Zero, where all of his are different, or Takeda's, where all of his are different. Like, there's a huge variety there.
And that took, that was a pretty big...
They started working on that game after Injustice was done.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Ed Boon said. It's like, we started production on MKX once Injustice was gold. And it was like, so from whenever Injustice released, how long was it, like 5 years ago, 6 years ago now?
No, about 3 years.
3 years? Only 3?
No. 2.5.
Only 2.5 years?
Yeah.
Wow. So they made that game in 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, that's ridiculous.
And the other thing too is like, you're saying, Street Fighter only has 16 characters. And that's because they pretty much did build up the game again from scratch. They didn't take anything from Street Fighter 4 and make it again and make Street Fighter 5. They started over.
Besides the art style.
As opposed to like Tekken, where Tekken has, a fuck ton of characters, but there's the feeling that they're just taking from each previous, since Tekken 5, they've been taking like Tekken 5 into Tekken 6, Tekken 6 into Tekken Tag into Tekken 7. They're just taking existing work and carrying it over. And that's great for as far as like having a huge cast and having, a game that people are already familiar with, but there's no hype for it.
Yeah.
Like Tekken Tag bombed compared to like I'm pretty sure what they were hoping it was going to sell.
I don't know. It's just, again, it's like, it could be different for other people, which just means like, for me, I'm really limited in what games I buy now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I have a huge stack, but it's like now it's like, well, I have all these other games at home, so what games I'm going to pick up now that are coming out? And it's like, you have to throw something at me that hasn't been done before.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, there's V-Trigger. Okay, well, Marvel vs. Capcom 3 had the X Factor, which is basically the same thing, but not real because it doesn't kill you.
And X Factor was basically like a hype mechanic.
Yeah.
It was basically like, wow, I'm right down at the very end. Let me see if I can pull something off.
Yeah.
And usually people who use X Factor are the high-end players or fucking like...
fucking Jean Grey.
Fucking Jean Grey.
Fuck that bitch. So fucking... did they nerf her in Ultimate?
No, they didn't.
So she's still broken as fuck.
Well, I mean, in the hands of a player who knows what they're doing, they can come back from like death and win a match.
Yeah. Because then what you do is you fight it out, you try to get as many as you can, you have 5 little bars, and then when you die, you get brought back as Dark Phoenix. Yeah. And then you get X Factor.
And you're so super fucking fast that all it takes is like one mix up to, kill him, and then the character comes out and mix him up again.
I don't know, man. It's just like, to me, fighting games, especially because like Street Fighter has a huge cast available already. You have all these people, and you're limiting it down to 16 and 4 new fighters. Mm-hmm. Even Mortal Kombat X had 6-7 new fighters. You know? I don't know. I guess me complaining when nitpicking a little bit. The game's not even out yet. So.
Yeah, and I mean, I think really what it comes down to is that WB had the money to spend to do that, and I think they also had a lot more people working on Mortal Kombat X compared to whoever's currently working on Street Fighter 5.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, I read this yesterday too, is that Capcom's not doing good again. Like, they had their highest revenue for download games, but yet they still didn't meet the margins they set.
What do they have? They have it... Like,
Revelations 2. That's the only thing in Monster Hunter 4. Mm-hmm. One thing I know that came out in the last year.
Yeah.
I don't think anything else from Capcom.
They totally given up on, like, I mean, there was a while when they were really trying a lot with their downloadable games, Bionic Commando Rearmed, all the HD re-releases of, like, Street Fighter and fighting games, and they pretty much just, after 2013, even fucking DuckTales, that was 2 years ago, and they pretty much just stopped. They stopped making it a new stuff.
And DuckTales sold well.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I think Capcom. Anyway, I think they might be going on the sell block pretty soon too. Like, so they might start selling IPs.
Of all the characters, I don't know about selling IPs. I mean, they could always merge their company. I mean, probably I would say the best combination for them would probably be Bando Namkai.
Really?
Yeah, or whatever.
Namkai Bando, whatever.
Yeah, that would be, I think.
Are you telling me I could play Dark Souls and be dressed as Ryu? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah.
I can do Haikudens? I'd buy that. I'd play that. I'm excited for Dark Souls 3.
It looks good. I mean, I'm not like hyped for it just because it's a known thing that was going to be good. But yeah, I'm excited that they're taking things from Bloodborne.
Yeah, it's Bloodborne 2.0. It's basically what it is, and I'm glad it's gonna be on all consoles. So I'm gonna buy some for this PS4 again. Mm-hmm. So I think when you do that, when you're making a game for one console, and but the last 2 games I've made have been for everybody. It kind of limits yourself and it makes kind of like partial 2/3 of your fan base kind of like. you're spitting in our face, especially for a game like this who's got most of its calling from PC. And like, oh yeah, by the way, the big title we're making, Bloodborne, not for PC, it's going to Sony.
Well, that's because Sony paid for it. I mean, it's no different than Demon Souls. Sony paid From Software to make Demon Souls, so it's the same thing.
Yeah, I know. I just think it's one of those things too, where it's like, you know, did they? It's like, well, this is a game we're making, and then Sony's like, oh, we're going to pay you to keep making that game, but only for PS3, or was Sony like, hey, make us a game?
I think it was Sony make us a game.
Okay.
I think so. I think what happened was Sony. They didn't realize they had a success in Demon Souls, and they pretty much kind of just like let it go, and so they're like, okay, fine, we'll go with Namco, and then we'll make Dark Souls. And then when they took off, like, oh shit, we want some of that back. Here, make something new that's like that. That's pretty much what it was.
I know a lot of people, and they're like, Bloodborne's gonna be the game of the year.
There's a lot of games that people have said they're game of the year, and it just feels like their interest has tapered off. Like, I remember saying, like, oh, Metal Gear Solid 5 game of the year, and I'm just like, I don't know, I don't think it's gonna get that. At least not like the majority.
Well, I was someone for their own personal opinions,
yeah.
And like mine, like Metal Gear was like, it's up there. This, that, or Transformers. Transformers is fucking baller.
And that one won't, just because like people are just looking at it as a simple brawling game. I think a lot of people, because a lot of people's attention focuses towards end of the year stuff. I think most people are just be like, oh, Fallout 4. Easy answer, Fallout 4.
I don't think in 2014 it's gonna be game of the year worthy. I think there's gonna be a lot of like, if there's not a lot of bugs in it, there's gonna be like bugs that people find later on, or like certain bugs. Yeah. But it's like I don't think it's gonna be game of the year worthy in 2014. I think, or 2015. I think it's gonna be one of those games that like it came out poorly, but a lot of people bought it, and then it fixed itself back up. That's how Fallout games work. They come out broken as fuck, and then over time they become better. Yeah. Look at Fallout 3, look at New Vegas. They've all come out broken as fuck. Hopefully this time with Fallout 4, they do the same thing they did in New Vegas. We're like, okay, we're stopping console support, even though the game's still broken as fuck. Mm-hmm. And so, for all the people that are console fans and have Fallout New Vegas, you would know that the game's broken as fuck. Even on the console, even on PC version, it's still broken. There's still a lot of bugs. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things where it's like, what do you do about it, you know? It's like, yeah. And that's why on PC you have modders, which is cool on Xbox One, PS4. They announced mod support. So,
but it's going to be. I think the way they're implementing it is that Bethesda is in control of the mods. They're basically going to look at the mods that are available and be like, okay, we think this is.
I can't do the child killer mod. Is that what you're telling me?
The dog killer mod, the very first mod. That'll be the very first one. To shoot the.
Why would you want to kill a dog? He does cool things. By the way, I lost lesson again on Kotaku. There was a lot of leaks for Fallout 4 in-game images, and they're all from the Sony version, so somebody at Sony fucked up.
Well, I mean, the disc's already in production, obviously. It comes out next week. So, yeah, someone just got a hand on...
Somebody at the production place has a hand on it and was like, okay, let me bring this home with me.
Mm-hmm. Or UPS.
Yeah. Fucking UPS. We ever find those missing consoles that for Xbox One launch?
No, they're always investigated. Yeah. Anytime there's a lost package, it's always investigated.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens because GameStop knows it happens. UPS knows it happens. You just can't fucking prove it until you like have a hidden camera in someone's car.
Well, it's not even that. It's one of those things where it passes through so many hands, and a lot of people, especially going to like this big factories, people are like, okay, well, let's put it on the conveyor belt, and then it'll go where it needs to go. Because it's the fucking machines. But it's like, well, if there's a person near the conveyor belt, let's grab that box. Then therefore somebody got lost in the building, but no one sees who takes it. That's usually what happens. Yeah. Or what happened is like, I'll put it on my truck. Oh, I delivered it. Oh, what do you mean they never got it? I don't know. I delivered it to the location that was marked in the box. And then here's their signature, which is not obviously not their signature.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of shady shit, especially for that. Did you see that Modern Warfare 3 in France got stolen? Like a whole truck full of them. It was like 412,000 units.
Yeah, I think I remember hearing something.
Yeah, so it's like those units were never found.
Or like, what about all those fucking like squid amiibos in Europe? Those all disappeared.
Gone.
Who knows what the fuck happened to them?
God damn it. So, you remember Candy Crush?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Do you remember who the developer of Candy Crush was?
King.
Do you know who this got bought by?
Activision.
You know how much?
It was 5.1 billion, some bullshit number like that.
Yeah.
Fucking more than what Disney paid for Star Wars.
Not as much as fucking Microsoft paid for Minecraft, though. So we'll leave that there.
That's true.
So what do you think? What do you think Activision's going to do? Are they going to become the new
I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to do exactly what they did with Blizzard. They're just there to absorb the money.
Okay.
They're basically just going to be like, King, you exist on the side, and you just recommend the profits to us. Just like they did with Blizzard. They pretty much let Blizzard do their own thing, but like, hey, that money is going to us now. And that's...
We're gonna take a quick 60 over the top, and the 40s for you guys. All right.
I mean, Activision at this point has no interest in like really being like a creative game developer. They're just existing for the profit.
So they're just producers now, basically.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, as much shit as people give EA about a lot of things that are deserved, you know, Mirror's Edge, Mass Effect, they still try to be creative in certain things. But I don't see, there's no creativity in Activision. They're just...
Transformers was creative as fuck. I don't give a fuck what you say.
But that's Platinum. If they could have given it to like a really shitty like Nickelodeon style, you know, old PS2 developer, and they would have, yeah. But
I don't know. I think they were like, well, they have the rights to Transformer games, so why would you try to ruin it? But Activision also released Tony Hawk this year, which was a fucking huge shitstorm, but it still is. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. Activision, you should get your shit together.
I think it's a matter of like, they want to make money, and sometimes they come up with good decisions. Like giving, you know, Transformers to Platinum was a very inspired decision, and I give them props for that. But they're not above just putting things out for money, and Tony Hawk is a good example of that.
Yeah, I know. I hope fucking Mummy Tony Hawk's over with. I hope that was the last one. I hope they don't ever make it again.
No. And even if, like, people are saying, you know, well, it's because, you know, it was the end of their contract. Like, they poisoned the well. No other developer is going to be like, oh, we want to make a Tony Hawk game. It's like, nope. Just leave it.
It's just so fucking easy to make a fucking good skateboarding game, you know? And it's just like, you know, the only hard part about it is making the mechanics good. And, like, and it's like, this one was supposed to be like an online-only game. Like, that's how it was played out.
No, but I mean, it was made up so that, you know, you could have like 16 or fucking skaters.
Well, the default of the game is putting you online so you can play with other people. So it was like, why? And it's like, you know, all you have to do is make Underground, keep the fucking same story about a fucking unknown skateboarder becoming famous, and then just put good mechanics in the game.
And the thing is that Robomoto is not a good developer. I mean, they made Tony Hawk HD, and that didn't come out perfect either. So Activision knew exactly what they were doing when they were making Tony Hawk 5. They just went like, well, there's no one else we really know who has this skill, so fuck, we'll just give it back.
Where's Neversoft at?
They're rolled into Treyarch.
Oh,
whoever's left of whoever decided to stick around at Neversoft. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, not the Treyarch. Infinity Ward. So whoever decided to stick around as part of that, they're a part of Infinity Ward.
And they're making fucking, what was it, Ghost 2 or whatever.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they could have spared whatever, you know, fucking development team. Because really, what skill did you have working on Tony Hawk carries over to
blood splattering on walls, alright?
That would make, okay, like, I keep on giving shit about the new Infinity Ward because I think they're garbage. But if they make a new fucking Call of Duty and you're able to, like, grind on people and do all kinds of crazy shit, I'll buy that. That would make it interesting.
God damn it.
There you go. Mix Call of Duty with Tony Hawk, and you do a trick system.
But then it become like Vanquish, where it's a score tag first-person shooter.
Yeah.
So then we just have Vanquish 2.
Or get rid of Infinity Ward and just give Platinum Games fucking Call of Duty license, and they can basically call it Call of Duty Vanquish, and it would have the gameplay of Vanquish with the sales of Call of Duty. That would be amazing.
And the money supporting Call of Duty.
Yeah.
You know, that'd be fucking ridiculous. I really do think Platinum is either gonna. The way Platinum is now, they're finally getting momentum. Like they're finally getting, you know, more support. Which instead they were just like good games, they're getting more of like the casual audience starting to like them too. Mm-hmm. So I think eventually they're gonna get to that point where like Platinum is gonna become the next Square or the next Ubisoft, where they're gonna be a huge company, but yet they're gonna stay to the roots where they make good games.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Money does crazy things.
Or else they'll get fucking bought out.
Yeah. Nintendo, there you go, buddy. Buy them and fucking Capcom out. You're fucking set.
Yeah.
Never gonna happen.
Or you know what? Have Platinum become so big that they can basically buy out Capcom and they can make... Because Capcom has good IPs. They have good action IPs. And they can make like a fucking awesome... Like, they can make an awesome like Mega Man Legends. They can make an awesome Devil May Cry again. They can make a...
Okay, so the thing with Devil May Cry is, if you give them more than 6 months, they might be able to make a fucking decent Devil May Cry. You know, and same with Metal Gear Rising. You know, if you get them more like, okay, we went through 3 development teams already, so just work what they have and try to make it better, okay? Thanks. And it's like, if you actually gave them like, okay, well, here's all the little money you're going to need to make this game. This is what we want. Mm-hmm. And it's like, look at fucking Scalebound. Scalebound's going to easily, in my opinion, Scalebound's going to be a game of the year next year. I don't think anything's going to beat that.
I need to see, like, from what, I mean, obviously there's a lot of time development to go into it, but from what I saw last year, it still looked pretty, the combat looked pretty slow and janky. But
the thing is, like, they haven't really, like, I believe there's going to be different weapons. So, like, you know, he was using a greatsword, so maybe the greatswords are going to be slower, but if you use, like, you know, a short sword or nunchucks or whatever the hell it was, you're going to go faster.
Yeah, I don't think it was a good choice of weapon to demonstrate to the public. Because, I mean, if you look at the new trailer for Nier, that looked pretty fucking amazing. And she's just, like, going fucking nuts.
I also think this is going to be a completely different type of game style where, like, you know, Scalebound is going to be a massive world, kind of like Final Fantasy 15, where you're going to be able to explore the world, do whatever you want. But Nier is going to be a little bit more like, okay, here's a room, kill everybody in this room, and then go to the next room. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. So, we're all usually casual flouts, right? Casual for the most part, because we buy consoles. Mm-hmm. But our PC elitist fans out there, how's Batman treating you? Yeah, suck that dick. But this might make it a little better that the Warner Brothers actually is like, okay, well, you can refund your copy of Batman you bought on the PC till the end of 2015.
Mm-hmm. The wording on that, the whole wording on that statement was very telling. They're basically like, you know, hey, you know, we're going to give a refund, and we're going to have a dialogue with the community of, like, what we are adding, what we can fix, and what we can't fix. And the very end of that, it's afraid of what we can fix is basically they're throwing their hands and be like, hey, it's broken, and we're gonna leave it as it is. If you can fucking run it, great, good for you. But we're not gonna fix big problems.
Yes, I agree with you. I think I agree with that statement. It's just like something went so wrong that the whole boat's full of shit now. Mm-hmm. You know, so it's like, what are they gonna do?
I think, I mean, basically what happened was they spent all their, like, development and QA on getting the Xbox One and PS4 versions run. And that was the reason why it was delayed. It wasn't delayed because the development team needed more time to actually make content. They needed the more time to actually get it fucking working on PS4 and Xbox One. That's how challenging... I mean, one, PS4 and Xbox One are not, like, super powered machines. They're weak machines. So they needed more of that development time to actually get it working. And the fact they didn't even bother to spend more QA to actually get it running on PCs in general... is a pretty good example of, like, where their priorities are.
That still blows me away, where it's like, we do realize that anything from PC is easy to port over to other consoles, right? Mm-hmm. So why don't the big box developers realize that? Like, okay, instead of focusing on PS4 and Xbox One, let's do PC first, and then we can port it, we can branch it off to other consoles. Mm-hmm. I don't know why they don't do that yet. Like, that's something that never catches me.
Because I think it's because they look at it's all numbers. It's all spreadsheets and numbers. They're basically like, okay, Batman is this kind of genre game that typically does better on console than on PC. So of course we're going to want to spend more money on getting the console versions up to par, and then we can spend less on the PC version because it's less of our problem. Yeah. Just like Mortal Kombat. They knew that Mortal Kombat would not sell on PC the way it would on console.
I think Mortal Kombat would have sold better if they actually put more time to it.
It would have sold better on PC, yes.
Well, because it's still pretty good on PC until we realized, like, oh, the game's broken as fuck, and this is not working. Mm-hmm. A lot of people just sold it back to fucking Steam. Mm-hmm. So it's like, you know, that was one, again, people shooting themselves in the foot. You know, like, we're not going to care about PC, but it's like, all the people you used to reach out to are now on PC. So why not pay attention to them? Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Like, it's in Capcom's interest to not fuck up Street Fighter V on PC, because it's already only on PS4. So the rest of your revenue stream is going to come from PC players. In fact, I'm willing to bet that the game will make more on PC than it will on PS4
if it works properly.
Yeah.
Because that's the big thing. It's like, you know, it shouldn't be one of those things where it's like, well, it's going to sell more on PC if it works properly. It's one of those things where it's like, we're releasing on both these consoles, which we think they're going to sell more,
And from what I heard from the beta, the PC beta, is that it did run really well. So,
well, they had a lot of time to work on it after the fucking first 2 shit show betas. Where oh, you have a beta this weekend. Oh, but it's not going to work the first day and cut off.
Oh, I'm not talking about online code. I mean like the actual just the game.
Oh, the game itself.
The game running actually works well.
Was the last beta? Was that the cross-platform?
It was cross-platform. Yeah.
Did that work pretty well?
Well, here's the thing: you can't tell who is a PC player and who's not.
Oh shit!
Because when you start up the beta, it doesn't use your existing name. It asks you to make a name that is then registered with Capcom servers, and then it just pairs you up with other people. So when you're playing online, you don't know if you're playing against a PS4 player or a PC player.
Were there any 2 streamers that meet, like one on PS4, one on PC, and how that worked?
No.
Okay, because I wanted to see how that worked. Is it just gonna be your internet connection, or is it gonna be like an issue with going cross-platform?
Well, I think it's all going to be on rank. It's all going to be on your level 30,000, your level 29.
I saw Max's and his beta end. Mm-hmm. He was in 131.
Yeah,
I'm like, whoa.
And he fought himself up too. Like when he first started the beta, like the very first night that the beta happened, he was on the very top. And then they reset the leaderboards and they he was down in the 30,000.
And it was he was like jumping from character to character to character.
Yeah.
He wasn't just sticking with like, wait, this is my main. This is the only person I play. Like, he played Ken. He went over to fucking Dreads. He played other people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm again going to Street Fighter 5. I'm excited for it, but you're gonna have to show me more than 16 characters for me to buy it.
I'm not bothered by the 16 characters. In fact, I'm actually glad that they even bothered to throw as many new characters in there as possible. I mean, yeah, they could have more, but that's what the rest of the year is for. That's what 2017, 2018. They're turning it into a service. It's no longer just here's a final product, and then next year you'll have Super Street Fighter 5. It's basically Street Fighter 5 is now a service, and we'll continue to support it with new characters.
Until Street Fighter 6 comes out, or they realize it. Well, cause see, they haven't real. Well, wait, I'm not sure. Did you see anything like how much stuff is gonna be for how many Capcom coins it's gonna take to buy this?
No, that's still
okay.
They had the fight money, but the only thing you could buy at the time with fight money was you could buy the Karen stage, which was 2,000 fight coins, or you could buy new titles for your
And how much was people were getting per match? How much did you get?
See, I sucked, so I only got maybe about 200, and I wasn't playing that much.
So just $200. 200. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I would imagine if you're a good player and you're playing a lot, getting 2,000 currency is probably probably a few hours of gameplay, and of course then you're going to be deciding: am I going to want to spend this money on stupid? Am I going to want to be spending on stages? Am I going to spend on characters? Do I want to spend on a costume? You're going to have to decide what is.
I wonder if there's going to be a fighting coin season pass you can get.
Well, I mean, they're going to be selling real money that you can
buy for it.
Yeah.
Still seems kind of shaky on my side.
Well, I mean, it's for people who have no interest in working up to get it. So I mean, imagine basically if you're coming late to the Street Fighter 5 party, a couple months afterwards, are you really going to want to sit there for 10, 20 hours and unlock everything, or just spend the money to just...
Yeah, if I get into Street Fighter 5 and Hagar's he just got released last year.
Yeah. If you're playing Street Fighter 5 at the very beginning and you're playing it well and often, you should probably have no reason to spend real money on it. If you're coming onto it later, then yeah, you're probably going to want to spend the money instead of spending forever trying to unlock everything.
Yeah. Hey, Konami, you might want to listen to this because, instead of that thing where it's you have to use money to buy shit in our games, you should kind of things where you can work towards it. Like those fucking fobs just piss me off.
I'm pretty sure with the whole Kojima leaving, Konami is just free reign on Metal Gear Online. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
Make it rain, bitches. So Nick, what's your plan for the week?
Well, I'm planning on stocking my Call of Duty fridge.
Yeah. What are you gonna stock it with?
Soda.
No booze?
No booze.
Why not?
Didn't you watch the stream? It was only meant for soda.
Oh.
It's said by Activison yourself. You cannot put anything other than soda in there.
You can put fucking canned beer in there?
I don't want to break the warranty.
Okay. Is that fuck? God damn it. Any games looking forward to? Because I know you're getting Fallout 4.
Well, obviously I'm not getting Call of Duty for just the fridge. I'll play some of that. I guess I should finally open my fucking copy of Yoshi's Woolly World.
Yeah!
Playing that.
Game's hype.
Aside from that, little downloadable games here and there. I think there's some fucking free PS games. Dragonfin Soup looks kind of interesting.
You get fucking was it episode 1 to season 2 for Walking Dead or the whole season 2?
It's season 2 was on Xbox. Was it season 2 on Xbox?
No,
One?
season 1 was on Xbox.
So season 2 is on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Why would they?
I already fucking own them on Xbox 360.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, my week I'll be gone next week, so we're gonna do a little something new for you guys next week. So it won't be a lot of talking. We're gonna be doing something else.
We're gonna take individual words and put it into a machine. Like a clever bot, and we're just gonna have it fucking generate its own conversation.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, that would not be bad. Let's just have a whole episode of like 3 clever bots talking to each other.
Yeah. So anyway, fucking enjoy Fallout 4 next week. Fucking the 10th. Go to fucking Target, get Nuka-Colas. They're releasing on the 10th. I went there yesterday looking for
Maybe
them.
that's what I'll do. I'll do the ultimate cross-promotional mix-up. I'll put
And then take
Nuka-Cola in my fucking Call of Duty fridge.
But it's gonna be, they're bottles, so I don't think the coolest can be big enough for them.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys have a good week. Bye.
See ya.
Oh, happy paintings and God bless.
God damn it.